Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special Arnold Clark Cup 2023 Coaches Chat. I'm Beck Smith, your host, and I'm joined by four of the world's top coaches in the game today. We're all gearing up for the Arnold Clark Cup, which kicks off on February the 16th in Milton Keynes. Let's do some intros. Yves Cernils, you're the Belgian former professional footballer and now the head coach of the Belgian women's national football team, the Red Flames, and you've been in charge since 2011 and have had a great run, making it to the quarterfinals in the Women's Euros last summer, only losing 1-0 to Sweden. Hey, Yves, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Fantastic, welcome. Colin Bell from Korea Republic, but we're not going to let you get away with it. You were born here in the UK in Leicester, and you're also a player in the second Bundesliga in Germany, amongst other clubs. And you won the German DFB Pokal in 2014 and the Women's Champions League in 2015 with FFC Frankfurt. You took over the team for Korea recently in October 2019 after last Women's World Cup, and you were the first manager ever to get Korea Republic to the final of the Women's Asian Cup last year. Congratulations and hello and welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much. And obviously nice to see you, Bex, and obviously Sarina, Eve and Milena. Our paths have crossed over the last few years, so it's nice to see you all again.
Very fun. And Milena Bortolini from Italy's The Blues, Italian former footballer, also inducted into the Italian Football Hall of Fame. So not only an amazing coach, but was an amazing footballer as well. And you led Italy to qualify for the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup following a 20-year absence. Nice one. Well done on that one. And you also may know her here in the UK, Serena. Oh, sorry, Milena. Hello, ciao. Come stai?
Ciao, molto bene, grazie. Thank you, molto bene. E grazie, è un piacere essere qua. Grazie.
Fab. And you may know her here in the UK, potentially. Serena Wiegman from England's Lionesses. You won the 2017 Women's Euros, obviously, with Netherlands, but more importantly, for all the UK fans here with the Lionesses last summer here in England. Very nice to see you as always, Serena, and welcome.
Good to see you all.
Fab.
Thank you.
Excited to give fans a sneak peek into what we can expect from the Arnold Clark Cup from your teams. But also, guys, this is going to be super casual. So if you guys have questions or comments, like you said, Colin, you know each other from previous. So please feel free to jump in, ask questions, take the floor. It's kind of for you as well. So shall we kick it off with some questions?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So really, I want to hear your thoughts ahead of the tournament. How have you guys been preparing for the Arnold Clark Cup? What can we expect from your squads? Do you have new players you're testing out, exciting players, young, a mix of old and young? How's it looking? Should we start with you, Colin?
Yeah, we have started our training already. So we're in camp at the moment because our squad is basically almost all home-based players. We've been able to get them in. It's a little bit difficult for us because we are off season here in Korea. The season doesn't start until the end of March, beginning of April. So the girls with their clubs have only been in training maybe for 2 weeks or so. So we've got them in a little bit early. Unfortunately, we have a few injuries. Players will be missing. So we've brought in a few younger players. And we see this opportunity of coming to England and really testing ourselves against 3 top teams, 3 top coaches. And obviously everything that we're doing at the moment is geared for the World Cup. And we have a very tricky, difficult group. One of our opponents will be Germany. So it's important for us now to get used to the European style. And I think, we can talk about it all day long. We can show videos, but the girls need to experience it themselves actually on the pitch. So we're coming over, obviously motivated, but our main objective is to learn as much as we possibly can from 3 very, very good teams.
Fantastic. And Milena, what about you? How is the preparation going for the Arnold Clark Cup, and what can we expect to see from the Blues?
We are now, we've started preparing for the tournament by focusing initially on our players who right now are also playing in the Italian Serie A Cup. We are preparing especially and specifically by focusing on the games that we have played and studying them by speaking directly with the trainers who are following our players, evaluating their conditions, and at the same time we are trying to see the new young players who are currently playing in the Serie A. And we are of course very happy to be participating in this tournament against such strong teams.
Fab. And Yves, how
Okay.
about your preparations for Belgium? Thank you, Milena.
It's a little bit the same like the two trainers we heard already. We are looking now how the girls came in the new year. The competition started in Belgium in 2 weeks now. The same for the girls who play in the other countries. Yeah, okay, also in our squad, unfortunately, some injuries, but I think with this nice games coming in February, it's a challenge for us with some new young girls who have talent, who are talented, but for us is how to see them against the big teams we're gonna play. And I think we don't play the World Cup, unfortunately, but we start the preparation now for the nice games in the Nations League in September, October, November. So we're gonna use the next tournament, but also the next month, yeah, to create a new team with some new girls. We have some girls who stopped in the team, so yeah, I'm looking forward how the team go react with this nice games.
So are we. Very much looking forward to it. Thank you, Yves. And Serena, how about you?
Yeah, of course, first of all, we're very excited again to play the Sonic Clark Cup. Have 3 very good opponents. Also very nice to have South Korea there because that's an Asian country with different culture, of course. It's very good to play. And yeah, what's an opportunity, a very good opportunity in our preparation for the World Cup, because everything now is to get ready for the World Cup this summer. And as we have seen already in autumn that we brought in some new players, some younger players. Unfortunately, we have some injuries too, especially Bad Meat, of course. And well, this tournament is to try out things in our style of play, to try out combinations of different players together, and also to give lots of players playing minutes, because of course we also have to manage some load because the very busy schedule of the players.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So we're hoping to see some new faces as well as the stalwarts from your teams. Colin, I have to ask, are you excited to come home and play with Korea Republic in the English February weather?
I'm very excited. I just wish that we could have played in Wembley Stadium, because as a young boy, you know, growing up in Leicester, that was always my dream, one day to maybe play myself at Wembley. That never happened. But now obviously that dream, maybe one day to be able to coach a team that plays in Wembley Stadium. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I know that MK Dons have a fantastic stadium, and we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a sellout crowd, I think. And it's obviously going to be the first time for me to play against my home country. So yeah, it will be special. And another special personal element will be that I can see my brothers and sisters for the first time since 4 years. So we're looking forward to that. And I think I've got reserved around about 35 tickets for this one for the whole family. So yeah, it will be something special, and we want to enjoy it. And like I've said earlier, we've got 3 really exciting matches, but obviously the game against England will be a special one.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Serena, what do you think? Is your family coming too?
Not sure yet. Maybe some of them, but yes, it is exciting. It's very nice to meet Colin again, because we've crossed roads so many times when he worked with other countries, but also when he worked at Frankfurt and he had some Dutch international players and we got connected. So yeah, that's very, it's football connects. And it's really nice to have this competitive game, but also you also meet people. And that's nice too. So that's the first game, obviously, and that would be really nice. You know, have a big crowd, have a competitive game, a good game for the fans too, and a good game for us in our preparation for the World Cup, just as the 2 other games. But that's really nice, and yeah, I hope some of the family will come. But it's not a, it's like it's not a school holiday or something here in the Netherlands.
Yeah, and it's February in England, so we understand. It's fine. So
Climate is a little bit the same.
yeah,
So we're
true.
used to it. Yeah.
Yves, you've been with the Red Flames for over 12 years now. That's significant, especially nowadays. You've been at the Belgium FA for that long. What's your style of coaching, and how do you stay relatable to those players and keep things fresh? Is it coming to new tournaments and doing new things like this, or what's your secret?
Like you said, I think we do since 10 years, 11 years now. We try to do every time new things. We had the last years different challenges with our group. I think yeah, it's another situation now than 10 years before. The evolution of how preparing the games, creating also in our federation a good group was following the girls, our clubs in Belgium. Yeah, it's more than only training the team, but that's yeah, that's for me since 11 years a new life that was coming in the women's football. And yeah, it's for me nice to see also in Belgium that more and more people are believing in women's football. It's not always like I want it, but I'm fighting for it. So, and yeah, I try to do the same with the team. Yeah, sometimes it's with good results. Sometimes we are a little bit disappointed after the games. But I think when I see still the evolution, that's for me important, that I also feel for myself that everyone wants to do something extra to creating a good team in Belgium, and that's where I want to be part of it at this moment. So yeah, that's every day a happy moment to work with everyone, the girls, the staff, everyone in the federation.
Yeah, fantastic. And you spoke about the development of women's football in Belgium, and we saw this last summer when Belgium knocked out Italy to reach the quarterfinals for the first time. So a question for both you, Yves, but also Milena. You both kick off the Arnold Clark Cup with this first match, Italy versus Belgium. What a match. Do you see it as a rematch? Milena?
So our games with Belgium are always exciting, and they're always very much felt by us. We met them years ago concerning the games for the World Cup, and as I said, the matches are always on the edge, and it's always a fight. Same goes actually with England as well. So I have to admit that we still feel that loss from the European tournament. So what we're going to try and do is give our best on this first match. But again, Belgium is a very strong team, very strong players, and they're also very much organized. So we'll have to see how that goes. So we will face this game with a strong motivation, and we'll hopefully try to show and demonstrate that we can play better than we did the last match we played together.
Fabulous. I'm looking forward to it. Yves, did you have anything about your rematch? Do you see it as a rematch?
No, I don't believe in rematches. It's a new situation. We are now February. It was July we played the last time. Like Milena told us, it are always very exciting matches. Belgium, Italy, close matches also. 1-0, 2-1, 2-1, 1-2. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the game, because Italy is also yeah, a specific style they play. It's always interesting. Yeah, it's but I think we are both in the same situation with some new girls in the team. Also, now it's a tournament. Every coach has his preparation for the new things the next month. So I think also we gonna try some things, and we hope it will be also with good results. But now it's a new situation. But I'm always happy when I can play against Italy, and it's the same with South Korea and England.
Fab. I have a question for all of you guys, because I know a lot of people are looking at managers and coaching these days, especially in the women's game. What do you see as the most challenging part of coaching? And what's your favorite part? If Colin, I might be able to start with you. I can imagine the language might be a start.
I think the most challenging is obviously to win as many matches as you possibly can. The enjoyable part is, but for me, there's two aspects. I love people and I love football. And then you combine those two, and that's basically for me my motto, my template that I work off, and then try to give my players as much help and support as I possibly can. And that's what I get back. Obviously, we want to be successful, but my main objective is to really help the players. It's all player centered, that they can achieve their potential, that they can achieve what they really set out to do, and I try to guide them and lead them as well as I possibly can. And again, we all know, we've all experienced the highs and the downs, the ups and downs, and winning, losing important matches, losing important matches, winning important matches, all those emotions that make football so special. And obviously now I've been a coach now for over 30 years, and you know that motivation is still for me like it was on the first day. But I also know that you have to evolve and keep learning. And so that's an exciting challenge, also to keep on top of things. For me personally, now here in Korea, it's been challenging to learn a new language and to try and get to learn a totally different culture. Obviously, before I always worked in Europe or with European clubs or countries. And this has been very exciting challenge. And just to round that off, I absolutely love working here. I love being in Korea, and it's for me personally, it's been a godsend to be able to work with this set of players and with my staff and in a beautiful country.
Fantastic. Milena, what about you? What do you find the most challenging parts of coaching, and what are the best parts?
So the most challenging aspects, I think I'll start from the most important one, is the fact that we have a huge responsibility because we are representing a country, in my case, Italy. And another aspect which I deem important is focusing on the selection of the right squad. But stemming from that is the fact that with so little time available, I always try and want to connect with my players as much as I can, which is not always possible. On the other hand, my favorite aspects is the two-sided nature of football, in that you have the whole nation supporting you when you play, be it that you win, obviously, and be it that you lose. And again, talking about the players, I very much enjoy seeing how happy they are and how enthusiastic they are for the girls to play in the national team. And as a trainer, to be able to interact with such enthusiasm is really, really nice.
Grazie. Eve, challenges? What do you love best?
I think like I said, the challenge, the changes the women's football made the last years, it's incredible. For myself as a coach, yeah, I remember my first training with 5 staff members. So now I have to manage 25 staff members without talking about 25, 28 girls who are playing. So I think yeah, for me, I changed as a person, I changed as coach. I learned a lot of the other coaches, the other countries also, because for me, when you see now the level of every team, the level of the coaches, it's yeah, it's grown enormously the last years. So I think you can see it also in the tactical way every team is playing. Yeah, but that was for me with the question how I changed. I can't remember myself when I'm thinking about 10 years before, because yeah, I think I'm another person, like I said, and also another coach.
That's great. That's great to see you guys develop as the sport is developing too. Sometimes we don't think about that as players. What about you, Serena? Challenges? I mean, You hosted and won the Women's Euros. So do you feel that there's more pressure now? Is everything except for a win and of a tournament a failure? I mean,
Yeah. Well, let's first start about the beautiful things. I just well, it's similar what they all say. It's just love to work with people and develop. So one of the things I really like is the growth and development of players, of staff, of myself too. So we always want to learn and become better. That goes beyond winning games, because you do everything to win, but how do you make the chance of winning bigger? And I saw, yeah, when I see individuals and team, my team grow, and also with the staff, I really enjoy that. But also that what Yves said, the game has changed so much that now we're really an inspiration to young girls and boys, and they can all see, especially the little girls, what they can become. And I find that really, that's for them an inspiration, but that's for me an inspiration too. If you see the fans coming to the games, well, Colin said he would love to play sometime at Wembley. Well, we have done that a couple of times now, and it's just really incredible, and I really enjoy that. The challenges now, well, one of the big challenge is just managing the schedules of the players, which we can't fully control, but that's actually a concern. So the growth of the game is incredible, and that's really good. And now we have to find a way to also make sure that players also get some rest at some point in a season. So we keep them fit. And yes, it's a physical game, so there's always a chance to get an injury. But now there's many players top level players that have injuries, and yeah, I hope we can move forward and also find a way to do that a little better altogether.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The medical support and research and going into women's and supporting players. Yeah, it's a big topic globally. You're right. Yeah. And just a quick one, because you're talking about the World Cup, and last year in the Arnold Clark Cup, you played Spain and Germany, which ended up being two of the biggest games in the Women's Euros.
Yeah,
this past summer.
Ahead. Yeah, that was just a draw. They thought, okay, we both have them, and we will meet them. If we proceed in the tournament, we'll both probably meet them. Yeah, big games.
Big games, huge, and not just here in England, but globally. And how important, and this is for all of you guys, but how important, or the three of you, sorry, but how important is this tournament in the build up to the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand? Their winter, unfortunately, but I bet you're looking forward to going to New Zealand, right, Serena?
Well, we're going to Australia.
I know, but you'll get to New Zealand, right?
Yeah, we saw New Zealand a little bit, and anyway, I hope, like with all the things going on there right now, that things will be better with the floods and stuff going on. So I hope they're okay there, or getting better. But yeah, well, I think this Arnold Clark could be just a major step in preparation for the World Cup, because she played 3 games in a short amount of time. You can, it's still. We have 6 months, so we all have another camp in April, and then we go in preparation. So that looks like it's a long time. It's not that long, because you actually only have one camp. Maybe Colin has a little more time with his team, because the setup is a little different, but that's how it goes in Europe. And so these 3 games are so important to play and to try out things, to see lots of players, and also again get some more information about the individuals and about the team at this moment. And what we did last year too, of course, you can try out some scenarios if they occur, and it's good to have these scenarios already practiced and talked about. So when it's necessary in the tournament, the players already know what's expected and what could be plan B or C.
Yeah. Milena, how about you? You guys are number 17, Italy, on the world stage. How do you feel this team stacks up, not only for the teams at the Arnold Clark Cup, but for the World Cup later on this year?
For us, participating in the Arnold Cup is a very important step, because to improve and to grow as a national team, we naturally have to face stronger opponents, which is the case. So we can find and meet new challenges as we play the games. So I was very happy to have received the invitation to participate in this important tournament cup. during the tournament, I am certain that we will have to meet both technical and physical challenges. This is a given, we know this. However, as I said, only by facing these challenges and by growing from them that we can definitely be more prepared for the World Cup to come. So about the World Cup, how are we preparing? Well, the first thing we try to do is to work very closely with the clubs, because so that the players and the season on a good fitness level, because we as a national team can prepare the physical aspect of players. However, it's the club that does most of that work, and we focus usually on the tactics and the strategies to employ. Our goals for the World Cup, our main goal is to pass the group stage, because we are in a group stage with very strong teams, which this will not be easy. And after that, we shall see. We shall see also, because I would like to repeat what Yves already has said, and that women football is increasing very much in popularity. So it will be a surprise to see what may come up in that. And I'm very happy for this.
Fantastic. Look, I think we could sit here for another hour asking you a million questions, because it's been so great. Do you guys have any comments or questions for each other just before we go? I just wanted to make sure that you get, if you wanted to say anything.
Well, I could say so. I'm just really excited that the tournament will start next week, that we all meet, and I think we're gonna have very good games. And I hope lots of fans will come to the stadiums. We know Bristol sold out already. The third game is 22nd. I think there's still some tickets available for the first and second round of the tournament. And I just hope so many fans again come to the game. So there's already sold lots of tickets, but with the opponents we have, I think the level of the game and the excitement around this tournament, I just hope that those two venues will be sold out too, and that we just, give the fans, whoever they're supporting for, very good matches.
Fantastic. Anybody else? Thank you so much, Serena. I couldn't agree with you more. And you've said it all. So we could end here. Did anybody else have any comments? Colin, Yves, Milena?
Maybe just again that the English FA have done obviously a massive or taken massive steps the last few years to really support the women's game. The clubs are playing at a high level. And again, I can say this from the bottom of my heart, that congratulate the English FA on bringing in Serena, who's done a fantastic job, and just adding maybe that little bit of extra quality into the whole setup, and especially after winning the Euros with Holland in such style, and just increasing that then with England. So I think the FA and the way they have approached this tournament and the women's football is a fantastic role model for all the associations to really get behind the girls, because again the games are being played at a very high level, very attractive football. You've got everything, the technique, the tactics, the physicality, the excitement, and that's why people are now coming to watch good football. And I think that's the most important thing, when the people will just come and watch the game, and really support the girls. And there's so much talent in the women's game at the moment, and it will increase, and that's our job to help. Just on the last note then for me, for South Korea, that's what we're trying to do here, to get the women's game, make it even more popular. And our main task, of course, is then to have a good World Cup. And this tournament simulates basically the group stage for us, so we can then see how we also recover between the matches, and all three matches that we're going to be facing then in a couple of weeks will be really, really tough physically. So that means we have to get our recovery strategy spot on, and that's what we'll be also testing. So like I said before, we're looking forward to it, but a big compliment that this tournament can take place. And again, in such facilities, the MK, then Coventry, Ashton Gate, I played there myself actually years and years ago, but then went back with Frankfurt in 2015 when we won the Champions League. So again, good grounds, good facilities, and it will be a great tournament.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Colin. Thank all of you guys so much for joining today. We know you're very busy in your preparation for the Arnold Clark Cup and the World Cup, but all the best. And we really, really look forward to hosting you here very soon. We will try to get some sunshine for you. Can't promise, but we will do our very best. Thank you guys so much. All the best. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Bye.
See you next
Bye.
week. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.